Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. This is going to be a new series where I actually go through my screenshot archive and talk about what I did at the start of Oldschool Runescape, different things that I went through, and my strategies and everything like that. I was just watching through some old videos by Jebram, who isn't necessarily my favorite individual, but his old videos are really interesting because he was such a high-level player back in the beginning of Old School and everything. But yeah, I'm going to let this be a few episodes long, but all of these screenshots are just part of my archive, and I take a lot of screenshots because I actually have a RuneScape picture blog, which is linked in every single video. It's a Tumblr blog, and it has all of the screenshots basically that I've ever taken from January 2013 onwards. So even I have like when I maxed on RS3, which was in February of 2013, and then pretty much everything that I've done since then is archived on that blog, which is pretty interesting for me to go back and see what I was doing back then. I can see the pretty much day-to-day different things that I was doing. So this is a screenshot of the very first day of me playing Old School, and I did an easy clue that I managed to get from some monster. I forget what it was, might have been even a goblin. I got a Ceradome page 3, and I was super excited because it was a page, and it seemed really cool. Even though it was only a Ceradome page, it wasn't really worth that much, but you can see all the newbie items in my bank, and I have the shrimps in my inventory and everything. I think I might have been doing some Slayer or something because I did have a gem, but yeah. That was pretty fun. And this is a screenshot of my high scores page on the very first day. I was playing basically all day, and as you can see, I was ranked 77 in prayer with 29 prayer, and that's just because I was, I guess, number 77 to do the quest. What was it? The Holy Grail, which gets you that much prayer XP basically. So that was kind of cool, and I had a decent rank in defense too. I basically just did the easy quest like not Watchtower, the Waterfall quest and Holy Grail and different things like that to get my combat XP up really easily. As you can see, my hit points was only 22 and all my melees were over 30. And this actually skips to a while later. I didn't have any screenshots between then and this, but this was when I got my first Dragon Scimitar. So I'd done a few quests, I got myself full Addy, and I was using a Rune Longsword to train an experiment until I got 60 attack, and then I did the quest, the Monkey Madness quest, and managed to get a Dragon Scimitar, and I was super pumped about that. That was my first decent bit of combat gear. As you can see, the rest of it's pretty bad except for the strength amulet and climbing boots, I guess, are so-so. And then I continued to do a lot of different questing. As you can see in this screenshot, I had a Berserker helm, which was a definite upgrade, and I also got the rune plate legs. But I saw this NPC named Blaek. I think he might be like the sand guy or something, but that's an anagram of my name. If you change around the letters, it says Caleb, so I thought that was funny. And here I was doing some of the Cyclops in the Warriors Guild to try to get a Rune Defender, and it was taking me a really long time to get it. It took me like, I think it was like 3,000 or 4,000 tokens, which is a lot longer than most people take to get it, but I finally managed to get one. I was super excited about it, and it was looking pretty good. I was looking pretty close to a Zerker. I just needed the torso and the fire cape, I guess, and maybe some bearer's gloves. So I got the torso next, did a lot of Barbarian Assault, and then I actually got my Slayer level up and did a lot of questing, and this is the first Black Mass drop that I got. So that was my major moneymaker at the start of Old School. I did the, the 40 something farming and all that different stuff. I got my Slayer up to level 58, I think it was, and I went to Mostly Harmless and killed the cave horrors in there. And I camped those for a week or two to try to make some money, because Black Masks are about $1 mil at the time. And so that was my first Black Mask, and I just teleported out right away. And I believe I sold it. Actually, yeah, here's a clue. I did a lot of clues at the beginning of Old School, and I did probably about 50 or so clues overall before I decided to stop doing them. Or I guess as long as I was really playing not super efficiently, but yeah. I killed a lot more of the cave horrors. I think I managed to get about 9 Black Mass drops in total. I killed several thousand of them. So it was really cool, and it was a great way to make some money. I ended up profiting, like 7-8 mil plus. Got lots of herbs and clues and other useful items too. And as you can see, I got the Nezi in this screenshot, so I did a few more quests, and I got the Guthan's legs. I was thinking I was being smart buying the Guthan's legs since I needed some kind of plate legs, and everything else had the strength bonus and everything. And I figured I would get the Guthan set at some point anyways, but the Guthan's legs are actually the only set, the only Barrow's melee legs that are lower stats than the rest of them, so I wasn't exactly too smart doing that. And then I decided I wanted to go for the quest point cape after I'd made some money from doing the cave horror. So I found this page on the official RuneScape wiki of all the skills required for the old school quest point cape, and these are my stats at the time. So 1 rune crafting. Guess I had a slow start on the rune crafting, even though it was my first 99. But yeah, these were my sort of semi-long-term goal stats to get them out of the way and get the quest cape done. And I did do a lot of boosting for the quest cape levels, so I got it with a lot of skills below the actual requirement. But these are my long-term goals at the time, and I kept on working on the quest cape. So completed Underground Pass along with all sorts of other quests up to 126 quest points. Completed the Heroes quest, Desert Treasure, and this was at 176 quest points. I finally had enough to do the to finish off Recipe for Disaster, and also you need to do Desert Treasure, so I decided to leave that as my last one to get the 175 quest point requirement. And there we go, completed the Recipe for Disaster quest, killed the Culinoromancer, and I decided to do a few more quests, and I thought it was pretty funny after I finished the Ratcatcher's quest to name my cat Fucker. And then I worked on some more skilling. This is ranked 2000 overall. I thought that was kind of cool. So I wasn't super high ranked for the start of Old School. I wasn't really that focused on skilling or levels or anything really. It's more focused on questing. And this right here, I decided to make some bowstrings because I needed to get my crafting level up to do the Lunar Diplomacy quest. So I crafted over 10,000 bowstrings to get to 61 crafting. It took me like 10 hours, but it was pretty brutal at the time, especially since I wasn't used to long skilling. And I completed the Morning's Ends Part 2 quest, which was a very frustrating quest for me, and as you can see, only 3 quest points right now off of the quest cape. But yeah, I did it with 56 agility, and I failed one obstacle for a full hour straight. I just ran back to the obstacle, tried, failed for 60 minutes. So yeah, that was a extremely enjoyable quest on my part. And I only had a couple quests left. One of them was Devious Mines, and so I had to get level 50 rune crafting to do Devious Mines, so I did that with nature runes, and then completed that quest, got some decent XP. It's funny how they have the rune and the crafting capitalized in the rune crafting XP that you see there. And then I went to get my quest cape, and I realized that I had to do the Ragged Bone Man wishlist quest to get the last quest point, so I had to do that. It took a while, but I finally got that done. And I got my first cape, which was the quest point cape, and I was very happy about that. A really nice achievement for me, because it took me quite a while. It took me until May to get this all finished up, and I started playing in February, obviously, when it was released. And after I got quest cape, I started to do some agility, because I figured it was a pretty useful skill to have at a decent level, so I kept doing some agility. This was just kind of a funny glitch. For some reason, the bank booth had a combat level of 1, so fairly aggressive bankers right there, but at least they're not too high level. But yeah, I continued to do agility, and I did agility at the Apatol course. Yeah, you can see my regular energy potions and my chocolate cakes for healing, and I used the general shop down there to unnote my regular energy potions so that I could stay there for basically unlimited amount of time. And I decided to do some more rune crafting, I guess, just to make some money. I got level 60 rune crafting off of nature runes, which was pretty nice. And I used that money to train some prayer. I wanted to get the piety spell, not spell, the piety prayer unlocked. Since I'd done all the quests and I had all that ready to go, I just needed to get the prayer level. So got level 70 prayer, and I unlocked the piety prayer, not spell or quest. And as you can see, I was climbing in the ranks a bit, gaining some overall levels, and I reached the top 1,000 overall, which was pretty cool, because I was doing a bit more skilling and less questing. And I finally reached level 80 agility, which was sort of a mid to long term goal for me. It took me a few weeks to get that done at the time, and it was my highest skill by quite a bit at the time, which was I was pretty proud of it. It was a decent rank, and not many people had level 80 agility at the time. It was really useful for a lot of different things, just because save yourself energy running around and everything. And I started to do some various different skilling, got level 70 fire making off of the willow logs like a pro. I did the level 60 construction just because I wanted to have all my skills above 60, I think it was at the time. Using screen markers even back then, what a beast. And I bought my first Abyssal Whip, which was awesome. I was really happy about that, because I had the levels for it for quite a while. I just didn't have the cash available. But I think runecrafting helped me to get the money for that, actually. I used runecrafting from pretty much the beginning, besides those cave horrors, to make my money. and I geared up for my first attempt at a fire cape.